There are some slight differences when it comes to CBDV versus CBD. While CBD remains at the forefront of most new cannabis research, CBDV follows right behind it. People are now generally familiar with two major cannabinoids, one of them being CBD, the other one being THC. Both are derived from cannabis. However, these are only two out of an estimated 125 or so identified cannabinoids, which just means plant-based chemicals. That's a lot. I'm Dale Hewitt, owner and founder of New Phase Blends, and today we're going to discuss CBDV versus CBD to see what the similarities and differences are and what you need to know. So let's start off by addressing CBDV. You've probably heard about THC by now, the psychoactive compound of the cannabis plant. THC is one of those cannabinoids we talked about earlier. CBD, on the other hand, is a non-psychoactive cannabinoid which has gained a lot of popularity since hemp became decriminalized in the United States. While these two cannabinoids remain the most popular, CBDV is starting to get into the limelight, but a lot of people don't know about it yet. CBDV stands for cannabidivarin, and it's a cannabis-based chemical compound that shares almost the exact same molecular structure as CBD. The slight difference is in the propyl chain that CBDV carries. CBD comes with a pentyl chain, and since it's a propyl cannabinoid, it shares some different properties that CBD has. According to drugtimes.org, samples of CBD having significant amounts of these propyl cannabinoids generally come from India and adjacent areas. Nepal, Afghanistan, Pakistan, South Africa, and Indonesia are also in here. CBDV is also non-psychoactive, like we talked about earlier, which means it just doesn't get you high. Humans have been using marijuana for thousands of years, and it's reported that someone first produced the cannabis plant in Asia. The central region that CBDV heavy strains are located in is Pakistan, India, and Mexico. These are places where cannabis plants have evolved in their natural habitats. The growers also didn't crossbreed it with other plants of the same species. CBDV is mostly found in the cannabis plants that produce high amounts of CBD. And since CBDV is a derivative of CBD, that would make sense, right? So let's talk about extracting the CBDV. When it comes to cannabinoid extraction, people use multiple methods. The amount of CBDV is not high in organic strains of cannabis plants, or cannabis plants in general. So we have to use cellular agriculture to get enough CBDV for medical purposes. Cellular agriculture is just a form of biotechnology used in a lot of food production. It means that there can be a considerable yield increase of crops via mixing varieties of plants with, for example, better qualities, nutritional values, and disease resistance items. CBDV has gotten the acknowledgement it deserves because of its anti-convulsant and anti-nausea properties. The current availability of CBDV strains at dispensaries and health markets, it's not that high yet because of recent developments. I would expect more CBDV products to become available shortly. Look how fast CBD blew up. It's only a matter of time. When we talk about comparing the differences of CBDV versus CBD, it's also important to talk about the potential health benefits because that's where most of the similarities lie that we know of so far. So let's go ahead and compare the potential health benefits or relief offered by CBDV. Now, there's not much research on this, but the little that exists does look promising. Scientists claim that CBDV has several similarities with CBD, and they include things such as molecular structure and the non-psychoactive effects that it has on people. Most of the research based on cannabinoids has centered around CBD or THC, but claiming some of the following benefits of this non-intoxicating cannabinoid include treating inflammation, nausea management, seizure reduction, anxiety management, depression management, pain relief, and also sedation. Each compound of the cannabis plant has their own unique identity. Remember, research on CBDV is limited, but we can reference some studies on its anti-seizure properties and anti-nausea effects. CBD might be able to be used as an anticonvulsant. It shares many similar health benefits with CBD, like we talked about earlier. However, it has some superior elements to it. It's gaining popularity as an anticonvulsant and can be found helpful in seizure management. A study made in 2013 on animal models showed that anticonvulsant results of the CBDV potentially decrease what's called PTZ, induced seizure severity. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the number of epilepsy patients is increasing in the U.S., and there's almost 30 different types of seizures that some people have to endure. As more research goes into CBDV as an anticonvulsant, hopefully some of this will help those who suffer from just a fraction of these seizures. The pharmaceutical industry's scientists and big pharma giants are currently centering CBDV's anticonvulsant effects around their research. A British company named GW Pharmaceuticals actually has the license of developing CBDV medicine for epilepsy. The company mainly makes cannabis-based medicines and has demonstrated with this step that they have enough evidence to begin using CBDV for anti-seizure medications. The British company focuses on CBDV as an efficacious treatment for epilepsy and autism spectrum disorders. CBDV can also be used for anti-nausea remedies. A study in 2014 to further research the anticonvulsant properties of CBDV demonstrated that it may serve as a treatment for what's called neuronal hypoexcitability. This just means it enhances pain transmission in the spinal cord. Another research project carried out on rats to study nausea concluded that CBDV might potentially relieve nausea. When comparing CBDV with CBD, it has the potential to rebuild bones if they break or fracture by assisting stem cells in our bodies. That almost sounds like something out of a Marvel comic. Could you imagine being able to heal your bones like Wolverine? I know it's a stretch, but it's really fun to think about. CBDV's potential to reduce or even fully eradicate convulsions caused by epilepsy and related symptoms remained on the researchers' primary focus. The unique strengths of CBDV that have been found so far have bolstered this particular cannabinoid's credibility. The future of CBDV is really just around the corner. Let's go ahead and wrap things up. CBDV might be the next significant cannabinoid the world will witness. When dealing with it, both cannabinoids, CBDV and CBD, share huge similarities that could be a massive hit in therapeutic industries. CBDV is almost identical to CBD, however, some unique properties make it different and worth pursuing on its own. CBDV seems to have a great potential so far to treat people with neurological disorders, epilepsy, and other seizure-related diseases. The anticonvulsant and anti-nausea properties of CBDV, they warrant more research. So far, it's looking good, but we need more. See, most of the initial research has been done to CBD and THC. Investigators and researchers are now emphasizing other things like other terpenes, plant molecules, and cannabinoids like CBS, CBC, and CBN. CBDV does have unique properties, however, it needs more research to bolster the credibility. To figure out these potential benefits that are untapped, scientists need to conduct comprehensive research to bring this cannabinoid to the medical forefront. Hey, if you enjoyed the content of this video, please click the like button and the subscribe button so you can become privy to more videos just like this one. It really helps the channel grow and reach lots of other people who would benefit from the education in this video.